our effects are very large in the area of prevention rather than intervening when problems have really developed and are severe.
The masters are dealing with conflict in this way. It's kind of like if I was holding, imagine I was holding an invisible soccer ball right here, okay? And this soccer ball represents our problem. And my wife and I are kicking this ball around. And that's the way the masters deal with things. Now, the disasters from the beginning try to put that ball in their partner's body. And they're really saying, you're the problem, right? So the first horseman of the apocalypse is what we call criticism. And criticism is a way of complaining that suggests that your partner's personality is defective, okay? And now, what are the masters doing? The masters are still complaining, right? But they're talking about themselves, talking about their feelings, and what they need.
What discriminated the disasters from the masters of relationships was that the masters were really very gentle with one another.
The advice is very simple. So for men, particularly in heterosexual relationships, the most important thing is accepting influence from a woman. And this accepting influence is really a very profound idea, because it turns out that if you want to be influential in a relationship, you have to be able to accept influence. You cannot be powerful in a relationship unless there's give and take.
In the culture of appreciation, it's really about communicating affection and respect in very small ways. And that's what the masters are doing. They're creating this culture of appreciation in very tiny ways. They're saying, thank you, I'm proud of you, I really admire you, I respect you. And they're doing it often.
How do you fix things? How do you make your next conversation on this problem area better than your last one? How can you repair it? And so for a lot of years, we were looking at the repair attempt itself. How do people try to make it better? You know, like a repair attempt might be, gee, I don't think either one of us is really listening to the other right now. Maybe we should try again. Or a repair attempt might be, you know, this isn't really what we're supposed to be talking about. We're getting off on a tangent. Or a repair attempt might be, I need a break. Or a repair attempt might be, you know, I'm sorry. I really wish I hadn't said that. You know. And we were looking at the repair attempt and how it was said, and we found that we could not predict the effectiveness of repair from the nature of the repair attempt. For years, we were looking at what makes repair attempts effective, and we didn't find any answers until we started looking at the person receiving the repair attempt, right? And what made the difference was really how much emotional money in the bank they have with that person. So in other words, my repair attempt with Julie is going to work well if I've really been a good friend to her, you know, especially lately. If I've been really putting emotional deposits in the bank account that we have. And I've been, you know, been doing nice things, I've been kind, you know, I've been understanding, you know, I've been there for her when she needs me, all those kinds of things. That determines whether she's going to accept my repair attempt. And if I've been kind of crummy and disrespectful to her, you know, and not a very good friend, then, you know, that repair attempt's going to fail. So it started us really looking at the quality of the friendship and the marriage. So what did we find out predicts divorce? And the major thing we found was that, in fact, the people whose marriages were headed for divorce, when they talked about an area of disagreement, there was slightly more negativity than positivity. They were slightly more hostile, defensive, angry, you know, upset, really disappointed, slightly more negative emotions coming out than positive emotions. It was actually 1.25 times more negative than positive. But the people whose marriages were really on a course of stability, and they were going to stay together and more or less like each other, you know, they were more like masters, they actually had 5 times as much positive stuff going on as negative stuff. So even when we were talking about an area of continuing disagreement, their marriages were very rich climates of affection, humor, interest in one another, all kinds of things going on.